You know, if, for example, we go before the Ghanaian public and ask them, there are at least 184 MPs, NDC.
Yeah.
And there are 88.
88 in the crapple.
88 times 2 is what?
88 times 2 is 160. Is it 166?
I think 176. They have 184. They are doing 2 is 1 for you.
It's still more than the end times. So
what you need to do is to insist behind closed doors. Do your negotiation better behind closed doors, and always appeal to them to understand that there's a need to always. You see, you have to speak differently. Because if you shout, they'll wait for you. After you have finished shouting, they'll do what they want to do. It won't help you. You can stage a walkout. Everybody will see you say, oh, leave them. They are not serious. They haven't learned anything. That's what everybody keeps.
The days of the former speaker, what's his name?
Michael Quay.
Okay. They told the NDC guys that you can have your say, but we will have our way.
Yeah, they had the numbers.
At that time, Kwame were 169. They were 169. They were 169. NDC was 104, 106.
Yeah.
But they told the NDC that can be about at the end of the day, we will have our way. No. But now you are 88 new crap with someone that you be Jeffrey. Akwetia, you be Jeffrey.
The Akwetia, my dear, is problems are plenty.
You be Tema Centra. So it's even you no Makabe 82.
You see, you know, their luck now is that the people who would actually have pursued those seats, most of them are now CEO or something. You see, the problem is when we walk into government with this kind of, when we walk into this government with this kind of problems, wherever they put you, initially you do fanfare. You be like, hey, you have landed though, and they'll take pictures. But when they go and they start telling you what is there, you yourself, you keep quiet and get to work.
After the pictures, what next?
Now you have to figure out, how do I navigate this environment? What do I do to improve the fortunes of what is here? So then you start forgetting about the fact that there was an election matter and there were matters to be dealt with. You have moved on from that.
Yeah.
So I think that one of the things the NDC needs to do is to find a new group of a new team that is dedicated to dealing with the matters of the city.
First, Ablekumanov.
Ablekumanov, they don't have an MP.
But they need to decide on that issue. I hear the EC says they will call the two parties into a meeting.
If you are not cautious, Ablekumanov may have the fate of Sal.
Yes.
But in the case of Sal was not an already established constituency.
Yes.
You see, that's the challenge. The case of Sal. But this one is a constituency where elections happened.
Yes.
And now they have some polling stations whose results
62.
are unavailable.
62 polling stations.
Yeah. And the EC says we should use NPP scan copies. Now, if you pick the whole CI, NPP scan copies cannot stand up as a record.
How do you produce scan copies? You produce scan copies from the originals.
Yeah,
so produce the originals.
So that's the issue.
Original you must say or the scan moment. Original.
So in the case of Dome Kwabena, at a point I thought they said some police stations should be
Yanum realized that your cost our police station now.
But how
so they backed out.
In the case of Ablekuma North, they are not suggesting that.
And from what I understand, they will tell you that even in the case of Ablekuma North, the constituencies the polling stations that are left are their strongholds.
Yes, that's what I'm told. Because I lived in that constituency.
So people expected the NPP to be the first people saying
to call for
let's
rerun
those polling stations. I don't know why. Maybe
surprisingly they are not too.
Maybe they feel that they might not be ready for it, and the NDC guys might take those polling stations. And anything, because it's an election where anything can happen. So they are afraid that the hangover from the elections. So now we have those, but I don't think that if I were the NDC, there is no way you use NPP scan copies.
That be that one there. It will never work.
To do
because you make scan copies from original copies.
To be very frank, I don't.
So where are the original copies?
Yeah, no, even those copies. See, the idea of elections is such that Nancy organizes the election. Myself and Eric contested the elections. Nancy, after filling in the form, gives us copies. Our copies are not the true copy.
It is the organizer of the elections.
So if Nancy's copy is unavailable, what is the validity with which we are holding our copies?
Because Mitma producer.
Because the only thing Nancy we can say is that Nancy gave it to us. Okay, but where is the original copy that we can use as reference points? Once we don't have that, it means that those are copies that cannot stand. That's why when you submit, I think when you're applying for university, they'll ask you. So if I'm applying for masters, they'll ask you to submit your original copy.
Yes.
Not your a photocopy of the original.
The original.
They want to be sure that the photocopy you are submitting to us is from an original. That original exists. You see, so that is the issue. The issue is that there's no original copy. So that black mass nothing.
Even if you apply for university, like first degree, the results that you produce for the school, do you know that they go back to WAEC to go and
they cross-check,
verify
if it's true.
Sometimes with maybe school, they will tell you that you can't verify our results from WAEC, and this is not the truth.
Correct. Yeah.
And all the 4 years you have wasted in that university,
it's gone. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So there's a problem in Ablekuma. Luckily, both of them went to erect billboards, say thank you. And I like one thing. Nobody says thank you for electing me as your MP. They just said thank you.
Ablekuma.
And after, it was in front of your that road, that junction. People have gone to tear the team. I don't know whether one person in supporters come tear the other one, the other supporters come tear the other one. But I think the EC should resolve this matter in a way. But I think
I hear they are calling for a meeting.
Yeah, they should rerun. They should
rerun those 262. That's all. So now the reason I came here, 2 issues. First of all,
the reason you came here.
I can't wait. So my main points are now there. First of all, the Parliament went for orientation in who.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. I think we're talking about that Monday.
It is not Parliament.
Parliament.
Majority.
No,
our brothers
orientation was organized for members
of Parliament.
It was not for majority.
Majority.
Yeah.
Our brothers in the NPP, the minority, boycotted it.
Okay.
With some flimsy excuses.
Yeah.
So now, are you not surprised that they wanted the thing to go to Eastern region?
We have to go to Rock City.
Rock City.
Yeah.
Honorable Prof is calling me back. Prof, let me finish this matter. So, all of a sudden, the media is not focusing on that issue.
What happened with orientation?
With orientation.
But if they
and
why orientation for you decide not to go, why should we wait for that?
For me, the reasons for their boycotts in the MMA issue.
They say they want to go to Rock City. That is where they have been going.
And they were told that they will not go to
Rock City.
They are used to Rock City.
They said they will not go to Rock City.
And I know be a book point.
And Rock City.
They are used to Rock City. They want to go to Rock City.
Does Parliament have an agreement with Rock City that they will hold orientation at Rock City for the next 10 years? I want to know. Media did not focus on it too, but we were able to put a lot of microphones in front of Mohammed Amin Adam.
For what?
To come and give true state of the nation.
So
do you know you do?
Can you imagine this one?
That thing you don't do. You see, when you monitor, and that's why this group has a problem. When you monitor Parliament, you realize that when you leave power and you're in the opposition, the person that speaks for you should not be the one who was there when you lost. It doesn't add up. So the immediate past finance minister typically will not address this kind of, because you want a new face with a new voice who can appear before the media confidently. You see, it doesn't matter whether you feel you did well or not.
That is why they used John Darko You know, remember they had some press conference
John.
in the early days
Yes.
of this parliament.
So they should have used on that question.
No, share. What did they see here? You don't know. After that press conference, you don't know what happened. And I don't want to say it on air.
You're not going to answer me.
I think so. I think they knew
No,
something.
No, course.
You see, immediately people see Amin. They'll be like, Oba Bekade. You see, immediately they see your face. But if they see a new face, they are like, okay, what is he coming to say? At least maybe he will be contrite and apologize and say, oh, this is... Because this is a new government. How can you hold a true state of the nation's address? That
After 50 days,
no. You see, because this is the first state of the nation's address of John Mahama. Yeah. What John Mahama is saying is that this is the nation you left us. So you are saying that I'm going to hold a press conference to say that he is lying. Oh, this is what I left. Is that what you are coming to do, or you are coming to talk about the nation as they are developing it? Wait for next year.
Exactly.
Not this year. Oh.
Why
Because this year, then the
why
question they will ask, what we want to hear is, are you saying that their account of what you left is not accurate? So if the account of what you left is not accurate, tell us what your account, what you left.
That's it.
Can the NPP say confidently that they can talk about the kind of country they left? Honestly. That the NPP will honestly go and sit at a press conference. I mean, will sit at a press conference and say honestly, candidly, hand to chest, that this is what we left. That is high. Mube bread. You see, can he say that? No, you see, if you can't say that, keep quiet. So when debates on the floor of parliament, when you are done, you keep quiet and wait for next year. At least next year, John Mahama will have done something that you can say, he's doing this one, he's not doing this one. That one you can say. But as per what you left, after what has happened to you, can you hand to chest say, we left a debt of 7, it is not 700 though, it's not 720, it is 711. Can you say that?
You can't.
When you came and said John Mahama left 122, the people went to media and said, oh, 120. You see, that one you do it differently. You don't shout. You left over 700. ECG alone, 68 billion. What are you coming to tell us that's better than what they told? That it is not 750, it's 740. Would you say that? So what is it you are coming to say about what you left? So when I watched it, I said, you people, you are not a serious bunch. You do not understand where you are. They need to understand that.
So Asahine should have addressed that.
Because you see, if we were before, if this press was some press when Rimonacha and others were press, you see, I think that we need to do a better job. Sometimes we need to look people in the face and ask them questions. That's how come in the West there are economic journalists. And that will put
very
questions.
Seasoned ones. Seasoned economists.
Tough questions. When you come and see the Minister for Finance, after he's done, ask him, so what did you left? What did you leave? What did you leave? If you did not leave what they say you left, what did you leave? Tell us. That's what we want to hear. Not telling us that John Mahama is... No, these are early days yet. But state of the country, what agri sector did you leave? What communication sector did you leave? What industry sector did you leave?
Transport.
What transportation sector did you
Energy.
leave? What's the state of the roads? Inflation, what is it? What was it when you left? What was the exchange rate when you left? What was the debt situation when you left?
They didn't tell us all those.
Those are the things we want to hear. Because if you're contesting his State of the Nation's address at this time,
you must tell us
what are you contesting? He has done nothing really yet. So what are you contesting? The state you left? And are you sure, as the New Patriotic Party, those who sat by Akufo-Addo, that you can honestly tell that story to the people of Ghana? If you're criticizing, what are you criticizing him for? Read the mood, read the room. You see, you're saying a captain.
Warrior.
Is it captain or
warrior? I'm told it's warrior.
There are those who say captain.
Warrior.
People are saying that it's captain. You're also saying warrior. SM, what is it?
Warrior.
That is what I know. It's part of the attribute of God.
Okay. Osahini is a warrior. They need a warrior who, when it is not going well, even though they don't have what it takes, he will come and fight. Somebody will fight, even though they know they will lose. Okay, warrior.
So those media houses who went to mount microphones in front of Adam, they should also take interest in knowing why the minority boycotted the orientation for MPs.
We know already.
They should pursue it.
Pursue to what?
You think this is your matter? Orientation is simple.
Because minority also have new MPs, right?
No. Eric, orientation is for your benefits.
You don't.
We want to help you understand the
workings of parliament.
It is not force.
Afenyimakins has been to many orientations. Maybe he does.
But they have new MPs.
So if you foolishly go if you foolishly go and follow Afenyimakins, that is your problem.
Okay.
So let solidarity forever. They should. That's why I said this particular group has a problem. How can you, this minority, want to tell this majority what to do? So if at some point every MP of the NDC start going to parliament and then you start shouting away, and then they stand up and say come, would your voice be heard? Who will hear you? Because they have the numbers with the voices to shout louder than you. And if you compare even MP to MP, the quality on the NDC side can stand up to anything you throw at them.
But the former information minister says it is because of English language that most of the majority MPs cannot.
Even you see within the NDC group, within the NDC group, how many people can you point at that cannot express themselves well in English?
We were in this country. You brought Amase to parliament.
Yeah. Look at the guys who have entered in parliament. Some of the new MPs. Look at them. Look back at their history.
The Dr. Grace Ayensu Danquez,
those are even Doc is even old. Edem
Agbanes and the rest.
Don't come talk anything. Don't talk anyhow.
Okay, my second issue.
You are still done. We are done.
No. We are second one. The NDC chairman in there, is it Dunkwa or something?
Who went to say people cannot come to his constituency without telling him.
Senna.
It's for the national chairman of the party, the general secretary, this morning.
Dunkwa. I'm trying to look the constituency falling under. Is it Upper Dentra or?
By now, letter echo. By now, letter. It was a letter.
Government is fighting Galamsey.
You in
they
your
set up a task force. Task force now about consultancy. They should have informed you.
He has not been consulted.
He has not been consulted. Who are you? That NDC chairman in Dunkwa. Who are you? You are the who? You are the who?
He's the chairman.
Chairman.
Like the chairman,
President set up task force to fight Galamsey. The task force about area.
And he was so angry.
And you say they should have consulted you before they come there. Because you are who?
Charlie, let's take a break. And they are much more
important. It's very, very annoying.
No. To be very frank, this matter will have to be discussed. Because it is, see, what he did was not a light matter. That's a very weighty issue. President, leader of your party, if they are calling neck, he's the leader.
Yes.
He remains leader for the next 4 years.
Yes.
until I think until a new flag is elected.
Mm-hmm.
Even that one, he still has a strong say because you still be president.
President, yes.
So, the leader of your party in government, and whatever you do in government will reflect on your party.
Yes.
You know that Galamsey was one of the biggest issues that led to the removal of this government from power. Already your actions are telling the gun. Do you know what people read into what you're saying? What you're suggesting? What do you want to do with the foreknowledge? If we had informed you before, what would you do with that information? Why did you need that information?
That's the question.
Do you know the impression you would have left on the minds of people who would expecting this government's new approach to work? Because we are in a place where people are hoping. See, this is the first time where a government fails this drastically and people have hope in it. Nanado, the hope people had in Nanado, I told them it was a useless hope, but they never heard me. I told them that Nanado will fail them, they never heard me. But after what happened, because this was JDM that people said they had no hope in,
yes.
and elected Nanado. Nanado came to crush those hopes for people to be able to master new hope in the John Dramani Mahama that they said they had no hope in 2016.
Correct.
To do the same things that they voted him out of power for. And for you, a constituency chairman, not to comprehend and understand that, I'm wondering who delegates vote for.
Constituency chairman.
For him, he needs to get it.
That he should have been consulted.
In fact, even if he had a problem, he would have joined the task force nicely and be telling the people that, oh, okay, someone can check me. But
and I'm more the concession.
You see, this kind of, you see,
I am sure he has
sometimes our politics,
the area.
some of the people we elect into our politics will leave you. Like, you can't even say so.
Block the task force.